GININDA has got this tendency of misinforming the people that he wants to help him in this case. How is this person saying he relied on a Section 205 that he never saw? Why was Mr. Stein's findings not given to this particular person in order for him to have a full picture of what he's working on? It's a lie, child. When you edit a picture, it changes the date for sure. My question is, who do we believe in the state witnesses? Do we believe Mohane or do we believe Gouws?
And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a doll, but I still wanna party. Pink felt like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I pull in a 10. Like Daddy, Stacy, Pinky, all of the Barbies is pretty. Damn, all of the bodies is bad.
Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Senzo, also known as Kwazi Bear on all social media platforms. Do subscribe, be a part of this family, and if you're returning subby, welcome back, darling. Now guys, we're back in court. It is the analysis from the 16th to the 18th, which is today. So I'm gonna update you on what has been happening in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. So do stay tuned, grab your popcorn because it is lit. So in my previous video, I updated you about the proceedings on Monday the 15th and the drama that took place there. On Tuesday the 16th, we then had the person who was supposed to come in from legal aid, who was gonna basically tell us what is the holdup with regards to the payments. And this person did want to see the judge and the lawyers in chambers. However, Judge Ratha said, you know, this is a matter of public interest and what, and it needs to be said in open court what is actually going on. So the decision that they've taken with regards to Umangena, who is the ballistic expert, they've decided that they will give legal aid as well as the defense up until the 20th of May for them to commence with the cross-examination of Umangena. So Umangena will definitely be coming back for his cross-examination, and that will take place on the 20th of May. So the judge then just basically said that that evidence will be on hold for now whilst we continue with the rest of the witnesses of the state. The next witness that the state called was Mr. Lawrence Ndlovu, who is an IT person or analyst or downloader. His evidence contained a lot of IT jargon, which I'm not going to go into details about, but there's one thing that I did pick up with regards to the certain gentleman. It's with regards to the phones that he received. He says that he received the phones from GININDA on the 8th of February, but for some reason he kept saying that the DFI number is 0502-2021, which to me seems like a sequence of the dates, and I'm confused as to why the sequence of this DFI number is saying it's the 5th of February 2021 when the phone was allegedly received on the 8th. I don't know how the DFI numbers work, but that was something I was hoping that the defense was going to ask him during cross-examination, and that wasn't the case. Okay, during the examination chief of Mr. Ndlovu, there was a remark yet again by Judge Ratha, which is a bit disturbing to me. Again, he seems to have some verbal diarrhea and has no control over the things that he says in court. But it was basically in lines with, Baloyi had said that this certain exhibit has 3 pages, but it's indicated that it has 4 pages. And the remark by the judge was, in Bantu education, we can't count. Remember, this is now not the first time the judge has a comment with regards to black people or black education, or it's almost as if he thinks he's white. It's almost as if he thinks white people are better, white people do things better, and it's disturbing to me, really disturbing. Mr. Ndlovu completed his examination in chief and the cross-examination as well. There wasn't really much to it, and then the next witness was called, which was Mr. Gouws. Now, Mr. Gouws is a person who helped analyze the data. At the beginning of his testimony, he already was correcting his affidavit, which Umshololo objected to, saying that this cannot be corrected on the stand. And basically there was an adjournment, and the judge really was very dramatic about adjourning. The witness was asked to go and compile a new affidavit correcting all the mistakes in the previous one, and we would continue with his examination in chief on the 17th, which was Wednesday. Okay, when Mr. Gouws came back on the 17th, already with his examination in chief, there were contradictions, because Mohane, as we all know, has now testified in court and told us that Ndanzi's cell phone was allegedly found on him at Valeria police station, which I questioned so much in my previous video, so I'm not going to get into that right now. However, when this witness came to testify, he said that when he received the phone to be able to analyze the data, he was told that the phone was seized from the accused person during his arrest, which is in line with what Ndanzi has been telling the court, or what he has told the court, that when he was arrested by Mabena and Mohane, both his cell phones were taken from him. So now my question is, who do we believe in the state witnesses? Do we believe Mohane or do we believe Gouws, who says the phone was taken during the arrest of Ndanzi, which is in line with what Ndanzi says? Or do we believe Mohane, who says the phone was never taken, it was picked up at the police station months after Ndanzi was arrested? Who do we believe? And one thing that I'm picking up is a certain trend when it comes to GININDA and people that he asks to assist him. GININDA has got this tendency of misinforming the people that he wants to help him in this case. The first issue was with the J50 warrants of arrest, where he said the address of the accused was unknown, when he knew very well that the accused were all in prison. And then he obtained that J50. Now we're hearing the issue of phones were taken during the arrest, but according to Mohane's evidence, phones were taken at a police station during a raid. Crazy business. The one thing that I found a bit questionable about the certain Mr. Gouws's evidence is the fact that he says that these files were put into a PDF form and PDF cannot be edited. I have an issue with this because we use PDF files, we use certain apps to edit PDF files, and I know for a fact that PDF can be edited using certain apps to do so. I've done it several times on my phone, so I know that it can be done. The main thing I picked up about this witness's testimony is that all the links that he says that the accused have are not based off of any conversations or anything like that. They're merely based on the fact that each and every phone of the accused people has the contact number in their phone, which could be added by anyone really. I mean, if GININDA and the investigating officers had access to these phones, and Ndanzi, I'm just going to speak on Ndanzi for now. Ndanzi was arrested and his phone was taken, but was never put in the SAP 13. Who knows what could have happened with those with his phone? So the fact that these accused are only linked communication-wise via the fact that accused 1 has accused number 5's number saved in his phone book, that for me is not enough to say these people had common purpose to commit this crime of killing Senzo Meyiwa. Another interesting thing that I picked up from the testimony of the Mr. Gouws is the fact that he says that Ndanzi had a standard bank account, and all along in this case we've only known about a Capitec account, but there is a transaction on one of the SMSs that were on his phone from December of 2019 where he did a transaction kwanongoma using a standard bank account. Now, the evidence by Mr. Gouws was completed and Mngomezulu started to cross-examine, and the main thing that Mngomezulu touched on was basically the Section 205, of which this witness, Mr. Gouws, was unable to give any answers about, because he says he never saw the Section 205. All he was asked to do was just analyze, and his analysis was based off what information he was given. He wasn't given any of Mr. Stein's analysis, and also he wasn't given the Section 205 to be able to work on. So my question is, why are they giving him like a half job? Because he says that he was meant to take over from Mr. Stein. So why was Mr. Stein's findings not given to this particular person in order for him to have a full picture of what he's working on? One of the questions that Umgomezulu asked was, how did you know that this particular number was actually accused number one's number? And the witness then says, I was told that this is their number. Apparently they use Truecaller to identify the number. Now guys, I use Truecaller. On Truecaller, the information there is not always accurate. It's just dependent on how a certain person saves your number. So they say they relied on Truecaller as well as the Section 205. Now my question is, how was this person saying he relied on a Section 205 that he never saw? Mgomezulu then completed his cross-examination. Ramusipile started his cross-examination. And the one thing that I liked about his cross-examination, just as he started, is the fact that he asked about the picture. So when you take a picture and you go into the information, it will tell you image and the date and everything on your phone. Now I know this with my phone personally, that when I take a picture off of Snapchat, it will write Snapchat and the dates and so on and so forth. So the catch that Ramusipile made here is the fact that this certain picture that they're saying was in accused number two's phone is written InShot, right? So which means that the picture was edited on InShot. So that's where we stopped off on the 17th. On Thursday the 18th, Ramusipile continued with his cross-examination, and the one point that he left off on yesterday, he continued on with, and he then says, when a picture is edited, does that change the date? And the witness says no. And I disagree with this. I will try and put a screen grab on the side of the screen here, because I'm one person who will test out things to see if they're true or false. When I take a picture with my phone, regardless of the date, it will give me the date. Let's just say, for example, I take a picture from 2022. If I go into any editing app and I change even one brightness tab and I save that picture, the picture will be saved on my phone with a completely new date. It will be the exact same picture with a new date. I will put a screenshot of me doing this process so that we have proof. We've got receipts, okay? So that was a lie by the witness. It was a lie. I don't know whether maybe he doesn't know that this happens or he was just misinforming the court, but it's a lie, child. When you edit a picture, it changes the date for sure. Another thing that I picked up on during Ramusipile's cross-examination is the fact that Mr. Host was shifting all blame. He took zero responsibility, but also I don't blame him, because I feel that he was left in the dark with some portions of this investigation, because most of the questions he was like, no, that was done by the investigating team and Mr. Stein. I can't answer for that. That was done by the investigating team and Mr. Stein. I don't know what that was about. So yeah, there's that. And then Ramusipile completed his cross-examination. Mnisi then started his cross-examination, and things between Mnisi and the certain witness were tense. They were tense. They kept going back and forth with each other, and it seemed like they were getting annoyed with each other a little bit. But the one thing that was the main thing in Mnisi's cross-examination is the fact that he says that this witness says that there was communication between all of the accused, which this witness denies today. Now guys, I have a book where I write notes on this trial, and I went back to the notes from yesterday and I have it written here. I don't know if you guys will be able to read my handwriting, but it says Annexure 6, all accused communicated. That was what this witness told us yesterday. And Mnisi went back and forth with him, and he was saying that's not what he said. And they tried to go back to the record and the machine wasn't working. It was drama. But I can tell you now, if they go back to about 5 to 10 minutes before the short adjournment on the 17th, which was yesterday, I'll tell you exactly what happened before he said the statement. So he says that the two numbers linked to he first says the 071595 1239 number belongs to Lungisani. The 079 belongs to Muzi. And then he says these numbers were identified by GININDA as the numbers for the accused. Then he goes on to say they were identified by stain, right? And this particular number for accused number 5 had contacts with other accused. Then the judge interjects and says, was there an application for a Section 205 done? And Baloyi commented and said a person from Vodacom will come and testify. Right after that, he then says, the witness, Mr. Ho, says he only got involved in this case in September, and he said that there was communication between all the accused before the court. That was what he said. That is my record, and I stand by it. I'm hoping that they'll be able to bring that record on Tuesday, because at the end of the proceedings, basically, Nesi was unable to continue with his cross-examination due to the fact that the record could not be found, basically, in order for him to prove that this is what this person said. So he says that for now he will pause until they get that sort of the record. And then Ngumalo was meant to start with his cross-examination. When he says he doesn't want to start, or he cannot start with his cross-examination because he doesn't have the Section 205. Now this is when it all went haywire yet again. Why is the judge so quick to want to adjourn these days? Why adjourning Judge Ratha? Because Ngumalo says the information that he has is irrelevant, right? And they go back and forth until they actually go on lunch. Now, when they come back from lunch, Baloyi says, no, the Section 205 was given to the defense in a disk, and the disk couldn't be downloaded, or the disk couldn't play in their devices. And then they were given USB memory sticks in order for them to get that evidence. So Ngumalo says on record, he says, I'd just like to clarify something. All the information, yes, the state did give us this disc, yes, they did give us this, but everything that's on that disc has nothing to do with the cell phone numbers that I am referring to. And I don't know whether the judge doesn't hear Ngumalo or what, but the judge then says, okay, with regards to this bit of information, the state will try and sort it out and give Ngumalo what he needs by Tuesday. So it was said that we'll adjourn until Tuesday. But that was only for that particular matter. So the judge then asked what's happening tomorrow, and Baloyi says, no, we won't be sitting. We'll come back on Tuesday when all this information is sorted, so that we complete the cross-examination of this particular witness. And the judge says, no, bring in another witness tomorrow. Let's sit tomorrow. So basically, we will have another witness tomorrow. There was a lot of drama today in court. We will have another witness tomorrow. Cannot wait to see who that witness is. But otherwise, we will then catch up tomorrow after the proceedings. Okay, bye.